With the Black Ops Cold War alpha being completed, guys, I wanted to talk about some of the things that we learned about the alpha and about the game as a whole. And so with that, guys, I'm going to kind of preface this around the weapons, of course, the maps, the mechanics, gameplay, and things of that nature. And so some of the things that we learned, in my opinion, is that overall, this game looks like it's going to be something pretty special, in my personal opinion. Now, guys, obviously, these are going to be my thoughts and opinions. I would love to hear yours in the comment section down below. But I think that, okay, in an alpha, you have to take everything that you're seeing with a grain of salt. Sure, the game is pretty much, for the most part, it's relatively, finalized. But the reason that they do an alpha and then a beta is so that they can change things and update things and upgrade things as they go along before the final product launches, this year. And so I think, though, that we get a pretty good idea of how this game is going to work. And from what we've seen, what we've played, I gotta say, it could be something really special this year. Now, look, we might say this a lot of times, right? I remember Black Ops 4, I said that I thought that this was going to be something really special. And to me, it was really special. Outside of not having a campaign and such, I thought that Black Ops 4 was awesome. Modern Warfare, I thought that was really great as well. Sure, there's issues here and there. I thought Black Ops 4, in my book, is about the same as Modern Warfare as far as, from the multiplayer perspective, because I liked all the different modes that Modern Warfare encompassed. But with this title, this does remind me of some of the, older Call of Duty games. It reminds me of Black Ops 1. It reminds me of more recent ones like Modern Warfare and Black Ops 4. But it definitely has ties, and you can feel that, in some of the guns and some of the way in which the gameplay is. I've got to say, from the perspective of, as far as the weapons are concerned, sure, there's going to be buffs to certain weapons, guys. I know the sniper rifles are getting buffs. To me, the sniper rifles, that's what I love doing. I love sniping, guys, and I gotta say that they feel really great. I love the sniper rifles in this, at least the ones that we've had access to up to this point. Quick scoping, man, is unlike anything. It feels so good to quick scope in Black Ops Cold War, and it hasn't felt that way for a number of years, in my opinion, when it comes to sniping. Outside of that, though, there's a number of weapons, guys, that I like. I mean, I don't know as far as the number of guns that we were able to use and have access to. I don't know how many more there are outside that. I'm assuming there's a decent amount, but I love what I'm seeing so far from as far as the weapons are concerned. So I would give that a pretty, a high grade. Weapons, guys, it feels good. As far as balancing goes, sure, there is going to be issues along the way, like the sniper rifle needing to be buffed somewhat, and even other weapons, right, that need to be buffed as well. But overall, I thought that there feels like a decent amount of balance between the weapons, which I really like as well, outside of maybe a couple, like with the sniper rifles. But there's that. Then overall, if we look at the map design and the maps as a whole, I gotta say, guys, the map design is really good, in my opinion. I really like the maps, at least that we got access to, that we played. They feel fresh. They feel so new. This is just, but they feel good at the same time. It just, I feel like in the past now with Call of Duty, it's felt like some rinse and repeat. Like they'll bring out some new maps, but they're nothing memorable, and then they end up like just adding older maps to, when they have map packs come out and such. They just add some of the old maps to it because that you feel that nostalgia, and you kind of are excited because those maps were so iconic. But I think it's really important that, we continue raising the bar, and that being also the developers raising the bar when it comes to the maps and such, making iconic maps for now, right here, right now. And I actually think Treyarch is doing it. Now, we might end up, when the full game comes out, we may not like these maps. Who knows? But from the alpha, right here, right now, guys, I think the map design is great. I wouldn't necessarily give it like a perfect 10 out of 10 or something, but I would say, 7.5 out of 10. It's definitely moving in the right direction. I would say this, that since we haven't had access to all the maps, that's another thing that we have to kind of like look at. But from what I've played, guys, from, just a number of these maps, guys, outside of really Moscow was the one map that, you know, I just don't really know yet. I think it's going to be a really good competitive map. I just don't know for casual players if it's going to be something that we are going to really enjoy. It seems more of like a more complex strategic map. From a competitive perspective, I think it's going to be actually really good. But overall, guys, Satellite is great. I just love a number of the maps, guys, that we got access to. I think that the map design's really good. They feel like these could be iconic maps moving forward, and they've really put a lot into it. You can just tell from the graphical perspective, from just the different things that are going on, being able to zip line, being able to, just a lot of different things make you be able to traverse the multiplayer experience, and I think that's going to make it really special. Now, as far as gameplay is concerned, guys, the third thing for me, gameplay and the mechanics and such, guys, looks, feels great in my opinion. I really do. From an alpha, and I know it's not finalized yet, but from an alpha mode, in an alpha phase, it feels very well done. Let's put it that way. I feel like, you know, when I'm controlling my character, you got like that full control. You're able to kind of do the things that you need to. I know people had complaints about sliding and such, which I'm okay with having sliding. Like, to me, guys, it reminds me of like sprint in Halo. People didn't want to go to sprint in Halo, but I think that it's really important that you also have, you know, that you kind of continue where you started. It just kind of adds a little more realism to it. And that's why I think with Halo, you know, it went from just kind of a very slow moving game to more fast paced. And I think that's good. I know not everyone agrees with that, but I've personally thought that was great for Halo. Sliding in Call of Duty, sure, it raises other issues, but at the same time, I think that it adds more realism, and you know, it's a lot of fun. And so, for me, I'm 100% on board with the gameplay and mechanics so far. Now, we'll have to kind of wait and see. Certain things, you know, might be a little bit buggy or something, but like I said, a lot of these things are in alpha mode. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. The last thing for me, though, guys, being a part of the trickshotting and sniping communities for, you know, on and off over the years, as far as, you know, sniping goes, I love the sniping, but the trickshotting, I have this thought in my mind that maybe this is the actual title that's going to bring the trickshotting scene back in a major way. Not only because of Phase 5, you know, that coming out, but also the simple fact that this is a title that just by watching the trick shots, which we're going to get to here shortly later in the show, I think that the trick shots in this, there seems to be more ways in which you can, you know, maybe go for some shots. And I know, guys, there's been trick shotters in all these Call of Duties that come out, World War II to Black Ops 4 to Modern Warfare. There's always ways in which you can trick shot, but this game, number one is if you have a really good sniping title in the Call of Duty series, that's half the battle right there. If you've got that, you're going to have a much better chance at it being a good trick-shotting title as well. The last really good trick-shotting title, in my opinion, guys, was probably Black Ops 2, but if you want to say more recent, I would say Advanced Warfare because it was different. You were able to jump really high and such. So Advanced Warfare was the last trick-shotting title that I felt like, you know, everybody was going for shots and such, and then people actually ended up moving back to like Black Ops 2 and MW2. So I really want there to be a more recent Call of Duty that everyone is going for trick shots on, at least in the trick shot community. Instead of going back to the older CODs, I'd love it to be right here, right now. This is the title, Cold War, and you know, where trickshotting is becoming something special. So we'll have to wait and see until the beta, and then of course the full product comes out. But from what I'm seeing, guys, I think that this might be, I don't think it's going to be quite like Black Ops 2, but this could be maybe like Black Ops 1, maybe a little bit, you know, I got a feeling about it. We'll have to wait and see though. But let me know, guys, what do you think that we learned about the, you know, Black Ops Cold War from the Black Ops Cold War Alpha? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Black Ops Cold War content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.